which every time I hit a button, I spilled coffee on it the other day, so that might have something to do with it. But every time I go to do anything, it turns on the last song. Anyway, that's not the topic for today. So I was trying to write this article this morning, and it's a really great article, and I'm like going to town, and I just wasn't getting my point across. And I was like, this is not an article. This needs to be alive. This needs to be alive. So I'm live. Hi. You can see my little eat sign. It's like one of my favorite places in my house. It's just super fun and cozy little area, nook. But anyway, so the article I was trying to write was about validating labels in our life. And it was funny, the other day I had 3 different people come up to me. Well, not come up to me, I was in interaction with, and they all had 3 very different labels. One was like, Addison, you're so serious, you're so emotional, like that was their feedback for me. Another was like, you're so playful, you're so fun, you're so high vibing. And that was their feedback for me. And then another person was like, you're really selfish. You know, you're really selfish. And that was their label of me that they wanted to throw on me that day. And it really got me thinking because of the difference. That is why I think I saw it so prevalently, because in 24 hours, I got told 3 very different things, and some of them very opposites. And so it got me thinking about how sometimes we only want to see one side of somebody. We're not willing to really step into the whole. Even if at one point we were, sometimes we want to we change our viewpoint of somebody, and it's because we get into patterns in our life, really. We get into these patterns of how we're engaging with people in our life. So for example, I was talking to a client the other day, and he was like, my wife, she never wants to do anything fun or playful anymore. Like, we had so much fun when we first got married. Well, okay, great. That's amazing. I love that. And he was like, she's not playful anymore. I'm like, meh. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that interaction. And come to find out, well, he gets home and there is so much life business, and that is the only time they get to spend together, that of course it's serious. They are so focused on life business that even when they go and do a play or they go and take this time together, they are so focused in on having to get all the serious stuff in that that's all he's seeing of her. He is not seeing her playful potentially, because this is the pattern of interaction they've gotten in. And we see this a lot in our relationships, where we have one way or one kind of way in which we interact with somebody, and so we miss a completely different side of them. And so even also, if we see somebody is really playful, well, there's probably a serious side to them too. If we see somebody is really selfish, selfishness gets into a whole nother topic, which I'm doing a workshop in a few days. But if we see somebody as a label, basically, potentially the problem isn't with them, it is with the relationship and how you're interacting and how you have been, the pattern that has been built. And I know that I've seen this in relationships over the course of time, where the relationship will change, and sometimes it's not that, hold on, somebody's trying to call me. I don't understand why people try to Facebook me in the middle of my Facebook Live. I can't talk to you when I'm Facebook Living. But people will, I'll see this and it's like, okay, well, we actually have just gotten into this pattern. Or this is the way we've interacted, or we always talk about this topic, so that is why that interaction is the way it is. So my suggestion today is, first of all, look at how we're labeling somebody, because when we smack a label on somebody, guess what? Guess what? We start to believe that label, and potentially we're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. So when we tell somebody you are this, so when we say you're selfish, well, potentially we are just creating that self-fulfilling prophecy of that person continuing to be selfish. That is how they're going to continue to show up in our lives. If we continue to label somebody something, then also we are looking through glasses of that label. So we are not seeing the entire person. And though I don't think we can ever truly see an entire person, I think humans are so incredibly detailed and complex that we can't always see an entire person. However, we can see more about somebody than we are currently attempting to see. And so that really is my message for today. And what's not going to get written in my article, I'll have to write my article on something else today, which I had some other ideas. But it is looking at how you're viewing that person and potentially maybe making some tweaks in how you interact with that person. And then the relationship or whatever is going on, you still might not step in. It's not saying that you have to step in. It's not saying that that relationship or that interaction or how you see that person has to change. It's saying give grace for how complex we are as humans. And if you are wanting to continue that relationship, if you are wanting to continue to see somebody in a different way, potentially just tweaking a little bit how you are interacting with them and potentially the labels that you're throwing on them or the things you discuss. There are so many different ways that you can kind of tweak a relationship for the positive or the negative, truthfully. So that really is my message. I feel complete with that today. But yeah, just remember that we're all very complex. Like I got that message, or I got those 3 people in 24 hours all telling me all those 3 very different things. And I went, I'm all of that. Yes, I'm all of that. I'm playful. I'm serious. I'm emotional. I'm selfish. I'm a bitch sometimes. I am high vibing sometimes. Sometimes I am really in my ego. Sometimes I am really connected to my intuition and spirit. That is being human, and it is moving through all those things, especially as a human woman, being very just in that flow of you can be all of it. And so also looking at the labels you're putting on yourself as well. So are you potentially even just validating the labels of yourself? Because there is that potential as well. So on that note, I feel done. Check out my Me course, Being Selfish in a Heart-Centered Way. It is a 2-day deep dive. It is happening on Monday. We start Monday. And also, we have free spirit talks, which I love and adore and is fun and playful. Hold on. Okay. I think we're back. Again, with the music that keeps just randomly jumping on. But check out my 2-day deep dive. It's going to be amazing. It is a Facebook Live, but it's also going to be on my site. You can get an upgrade of working with me one-on-one as well. It is super cheap because I want to give this information to you guys. I want to get it out there for everyone to have, because being selfish is a requirement of getting our dreams and our goals. So on that note, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.